Good evening, everyone. Today is the 11th of January, and we have a sort of exciting class. It's what I'm going to call a three-pronged class. So we're going to be talking about cleaning, cleansing, and the new products and how they fit in. Because I think now in the new year, one of the things that we do know is that doTerra just came out with a whole new line of products. And for those of you who were on the call last week, you know that I kind of gave you a sneak preview, even though maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And hopefully you were on some of the doTerra calls over the last few days, announcing the new products, talking about them in great detail. Today, I'm going to gloss over them a little bit. Many of you I know are joining me from outside of the United States, where the products are only available in limited versions via NFR. We're going to talk about that also. Actually, I'm going to stop and say hi to Danny. Hi, how are you? Brand new to the class. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're joining. And today, many of you have been on for a while, and you know that usually I'm pretty organized about at least announcing the classes. Sometimes I'm a little late to get started, but usually you have some good announcements with several days in advance. And this weekend, I kind of had a crazy thing happen to me. So I go to a local gym, and because of COVID, they've restricted their hours. And so what we do now is we register on a computer, and then we get exactly 1 hour, and we have to be in and out within the hour. What I also, I guess, didn't realize or forgot was that they're not open 7 days a week. They're only open 6 days a week, closing on Sundays, and that they close early on Saturday. So Saturday, I went to the gym with my daughter, and we were working out, and I was listening to music with my AirPods. And when I left the gym at noon, I left my phone in the gym, and I got to the first traffic light, realized that I had left the phone, turned around, and by the time I got back, the gym was already closed. And so I banged on the window and walked around the building and looked in all the windows and banged on the door, and they had evidently just quickly closed up and left. And I'm sure a lot of that has to do with COVID. We're very limited amounts of people working out in my gym right now. But so for 2.5 days or 2 days, I had no phone, and I actually ran over there. For those of you who know, I'm in the US, it's 8 a.m. in the morning here. I ran over to the gym at 6 a.m. because that's when they open. The craziest thing was when I left, I could actually see the phone through the window. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I ran back this morning figuring I would run right in, and I explained to the lady at the check-in desk what had happened. She said, oh, no, go ahead, go right in. And when I walked into the gym and I looked at the place where I had seen it before, it was gone. So I'm going to continue to tell the story in a minute, but just so you know, make sure you're keeping track of your phones, and make sure obviously that you're keeping track of things during COVID. This has never happened to me before, because I guess I always knew the hours of my gym, and then all of a sudden, what is going to happen? So I'll tell you chapter 2 in a minute. I'm actually going to help you. I'm going to start the screen playing. Light Wong says hi. Joanna says hi. Hi, everyone. If you've ever lost your phone and panicked, I'd love to hear about it. And please let me know what's going on with all of you. So saying hi today, I want to talk about what's the difference between clean and cleanse. So is there a difference between clean and cleanse? Either gets the job done when you're talking about your house, but we're also talking about, and actually what I don't know is, did I share my screen with you? I don't think that I did. Uh-oh, I should really share my screen, right? That's important. Is there a difference between cleaning and cleansing? There can be, but there might not be. In this particular chat, there is going to be a difference between clean and cleanse, and I will tell you all about that in about 2 seconds. So clean and cleanse both mean to free something of dirt or impurities. So this is just a dictionary definition. And clean is used more generally to address anything from washing to tidying up. So we can talk about cleaning our houses, or cleaning a bathroom, or cleaning some sort of a space that we live in. We may even talk about cleaning up our desk, cleaning out, meaning closets. But cleansing is used more specifically to address removing dirt or germs, especially via washing. and is also used figuratively as in cleanse the body and the mind. So in this particular instance, we're going to be talking a lot about cleaning, i.e. cleaning our homes, but we're also going to be talking about cleansing the insides of our body and cleansing maybe parts of the outsides of our body, because it's important for us as we look into the very near future, when we're actually able to get our hands on these brand new products from doTerra, that we've kind of prepared our body for them. We're talking about brand new, high quality nutrition. And so why is that important? You don't want to add in brand new, high quality nutrition to a body that's maybe clogged up a little bit, right, with other sorts of things. So this is kind of a three-pronged class. I'm not going to dive deeply into cleansing, physical cleansing today. I may do that next week. Today I'm going to be talking more about cleaning because it's a new year, and we always talk about cleaning in the new year. But I know many of you are on what I'm going to call very motivated to do something healthy. It's a new year. Maybe you're thinking of losing a few pounds or dropping a habit that hasn't really been serving you lately. And so you want to make sure that we're doing this in all senses of the word. The other thing that I know is that many of you are going to be celebrating the Lunar New Year very soon. And there's that impulse to kind of clean out, refresh, become renewed, if you will. And so I want to support you in your impulses. And then I'll tell you a little bit about, well, let's talk about cleaning with oils. And then we're also going to talk about all the other topics. So topic number one, of course, is cleaning with essential oils. I have to say, my husband actually does wipe down the kitchen countertops in the evening after we have dinner, which is a really great thing. And he's usually the one who's in charge of loading the dishwasher because he says I don't do a great job. But I'm the one who does kind of the cooking and the washing up in a general sense. And my kids, now that they're home from university, are also helping me. For some people, cleaning is cathartic. They love it. For others, it's a chore. But no matter how you feel about it, really, cleaning is unavoidable. We all have to do it, especially if you want to keep your family and your health safe, especially now. And having a clean environment is an important part of a healthy lifestyle. It can help protect the body from certain health issues. So keeping your house, your space, your desk, wherever it is that you are, healthy and clean is really a good idea. I work at a raised desk. I know you can't see it, but maybe you can see that I'm a little bit higher off the floor. And I try to keep this area neat. I also have a second desk on the side when I'm doing all sorts of computer work, and that also try to keep it neat and clean. Yesterday, I took the day, or part of the day, since I had no phone, couldn't do a lot of other things, to really clean up my office and look with a hard eye. Okay, do I really need this anymore, or can I get rid of it? So whether or not you like to clean, it's much easier to keep a house clean when you use effective cleaning agents, right? And while you may be used to the fact that people use essential oils for health and wellness, you may not have realized that essential oils can also be extremely useful for cleaning. They have great cleansing properties. So we're going to interchange those words, cleaning and cleansing, but I want you to be thinking about two things. So the next thing that I want you to really remember is, if you were not on the official launch for the Power of Healthy, the Power of Healthy was announced just within the last few days. Many of you were on the official launch webinar, which was extremely interesting. I know I learned an awful lot. We heard from Dr. Hill. We talked to another doctor, Dr. Alex Daybell. He may be a scientist, he may not be a medical doctor. And we know that in the next few weeks, there's going to be an official launch with a kickoff for using and really getting the most out of the new products. Now, if you're interested in more information about the new products in detail, I have some wonderful notes that I'm going to be posting in the chat groups that kind of identify and go through for you exactly what was covered over January 7th and also January 4th, because some of us got on a little bit earlier because of leadership. So if you were able to purchase the products through NFR, or if you're in the US or Canada and purchase them as part of a regular purchase, you know that they're going to be launching a Power of Healthy event, if you will, over the next, starting on February 1st. So that's official launch was on January 7th, 7 January, and the official launch of the effort, I don't know which one to call it, the big brouhaha is going to be February 1st. Coming February 1st, we're going to have the company basically walking us through training, how to use them, why they're most effective, and also, I believe, sort of a metabolism boost. And while they reveal their nutrition to us, we don't really have the full, I think, ways of using these products. So you can see from the picture, we have 3 different kinds of protein. Some of you heard this last week, but I'm just going to briefly touch on it now. 3 different kinds of protein, 2 kinds of whey protein, vanilla and chocolate, and then a vegan protein, and then greens and fiber. So for those of you who are interested in the products, take a look at them. They are through NFR. They're available with the Healthy Habits Kit, not purchased individually. So you're gonna have to take a look and see what's gonna work best for you. I know many people, oh, Dehan says that he already ordered the nutrition kit. Fabulous. If you've already ordered it and you're really looking forward to February 1st, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the chat. I ordered mine. I really want to get on board with this. I think as I mentioned to you in our last call, I tasted them, and I kind of tasted them in a very, I would say, the worst way possible. So we had little paper cups about this big, kind of tiny paper cups with a little bit of water in them and a little bit of dry powder, and we just mixed the powder with the spoon. Why did I taste them that way? Because I wanted to get the full effect of the powder. What I didn't want was to mix them in a high-speed blender with ice and maybe add fruit. Honestly, anything will taste really good if you blend it that way. I wanted to get that, boom, how did I feel about it? And I have to say, I really liked all 5 products. I tasted them all, and I really, really liked them. I liked the 2 whey proteins. I loved the vegan protein, surprisingly enough. Sometimes I don't love the vegan protein. Others that I've tasted have been a little bit of either chalky or gritty, so that either dry or kind of bumpy texture, neither one of which are great. The greens to me tasted really good, not too sweet, not too grassy, just right. And the fiber to me has sort of a lemony flavor, which was very refreshing. I'm hearing from a couple of you that are saying that you did order them. Z says, Sally, that you both ordered it. Also Danielle. Dehan says, can't wait till they arrive. What's the best time to consume the protein? I think we're going to learn a lot about this protein in the next couple of weeks. One of the biggest things I think we're going to learn is if you're using it as a meal replacement or full meal replacement, as a snack, or as some sort of supplement. So maybe you're a person who in general doesn't tend to eat a lot of protein. Maybe you are a vegan or a vegetarian and you eat a lot of greens, but not necessarily any sort of protein. Maybe you're not a bean lover if you're a vegan. Could you be supplementing your protein intake? The other thing is, are you an exerciser or a bodybuilder? Do you need to supplement your intake of protein? And the last thing is, what's the quality of protein that you're getting? So if you're a person in general who likes a lot of fast food, and some of us do, not me, but if you do love a lot of fast food, maybe the quality of the protein that you're getting is not the highest quality, and you might want to substitute with something of much higher quality. Z is asking, can all 3 made into one drink? I think they could, but I have to tell you, I think the protein and the greens go together, and maybe the fiber would stay separate. If you had more of a, I don't know, maybe a fruity flavor, maybe the fiber could be added in also. I would begin to experiment, but I don't think there's any reason why they couldn't. There's no physical reason why they couldn't be added together. EK says, I consume protein after workout to help with muscle recovery. Exactly, many of us do. And Dehan has the same question. So yes, could you mix them all in one drink? Absolutely. Or a protein, a greens, and a fiber in one drink? I don't see why not. You'd have to adjust it to your personal taste, as I mentioned. The good thing about the vegan protein is vanilla flavor, and one of the other proteins is vanilla flavor. I find that vanilla flavor is kind of I don't know, it's plain enough that you can put just about anything into it. You can probably add additional essential oils to it, or fruits, or extra greens. I sometimes add fresh spinach into my smoothies, whatever you want. Really, I'm sure any of those would work. Now we have a lot of some interesting notes on the convention, I'm sorry, with the presentation that we saw last week. Dr. DeBell talked a lot about how we incorporate protein into our lifestyle, why we need it. Dr. Hill talked about how many of us don't get high quality protein on a regular basis. So if you're thinking of renewing or refreshing, this is going to be the new product for you. Sally says, can this be taken as a dinner replacement? Absolutely. Meal substitute, yep. And can we mix them when cooking? Great question, Christopher, because the company is actually going to be providing us with a recipe book. Now, I've heard two different things. One, that for certain, the recipe book is going to be available online as a downloadable ebook. And then I've also heard they may have some printed versions, would be really pretty cool. And they may be including that in some of the leader packages. So take a look and see. I'm sure we're going to have some really interesting information. So adding them into things like maybe, I don't know, pancakes or some sort of baked goods. I don't know what else you would add protein into, especially if it had a vanilla flavor. If you've got any ideas about how or what you would be adding protein into, I'm a cook, but I don't know if I'm that creative. Pushpa says, are they good for vegans and vegetarians? One of the proteins is great, is a vegan protein. And so, yes, it would be great. That's the one in the picture that I'm showing that has the green label. It says protein, and then above it, it has almost like a green, little light green bar above it. That's your vegan variety. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions. Now, we talked a little bit about cleaning versus cleansing, right? So this is your clean nutrition, if you will. But before you do your clean nutrition, many people are challenged to take a cleanse. Now, you know that doTerra has a traditional cleanse. Many of us have been through it. It's usually a certain amount of products, including GX Assist and PB Assist, to kind of cleanse your body. We're going to be talking about that next week a lot. And then after a period between maybe usually 10 and 21 days, you would actually begin to add back in certain things. But those first 10 days or so are really about removing toxins from your body, making sure that your digestive system is clean, and using Zendocrine to support your body. And actually, we're going to be giving Zendocrine away at the end of this, of today's call, because I want to make sure that you're getting some of the things that you need. But the idea is cleanse, and then let's add in good nutrition so we stay really healthy. And so, do we want to do this every day? Maybe not every day, right? You don't want to be going through continuous cleansing. The idea is the body needs to maybe cleanse and then renew and establish a certain homeostasis, if you will, which you're going to be doing with your good nutrition. But do we all fall off the wagon from time to time? I think we do. We have parties, or we have events in our personal life, or different periodic things throughout the year that encourage us to either eat or drink more. Maybe we haven't been sleeping as much. Maybe our digestion has become a little bit sluggish. We're not eliminating the way we would prefer to. So all of those things will come into effect when we're talking about not eating exactly what we should. Now, in the meantime, in addition to your traditional doTerra cleanse, which I think most of you are familiar with, if you're familiar with the traditional doTerra cleanse and you've done it before, please tell me in the chat. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Let me know, everyone. Yes, I've done the cleanse. Just give me a yes and tell me, have you done the cleanse, the doTerra cleanse in the past? Give me a yes if you have. I'm going to hang on here for a minute. And I'm also going to look up one additional thing. Only one person, only Megan is telling me she did it. Oh, hi, Lee Wen. Yep, yes, did the cleanse. Anybody else? 2 people. Got about 70 participants on today. Who's done the cleanse? Christopher says, yes, I use Zendocrine. Megan says with GX Assist, Terrazymes, PB Assist, exactly. Agnes says yes. Anybody else? Let me know. Angie says yes with lemon and Zendocrine. Dehan says use Terrazyme and PB Assist regularly. Let me know, have you done the doTerra cleanse? Adlena says, I did. It's great. Sue Lynn says, yes. Gave me such a painful 10 days. That's really funny. Lawsuit says lemon and lime. Okay, so I'm talking more about the traditional cleanse. And maybe we have to talk about, I think we're going to talk about that next week because I'm seeing your comments, which is really interesting. Megan says, especially after all the feasting. Indeed, we have been feasting in our house. I'm getting to the point where literally I'm about to throw whatever else is remaining out the window because there's too much junk still in our house. Okay, so if you've done the cleanse, I'm not getting a lot of yeses, interestingly enough. So we're going to talk more about cleansing, I think, next week. In the meantime, I want to talk to you a little bit about, and many of you I know are on Facebook and Zoom. Carrie Donegan, who is one of my colleagues and friends, is going to be doing something she's calling a cleanse from head to toe, 10 oils, 20 body systems in 21 days. And the oils, I don't know if you can see all the tiny bottles there: cheer, breathe, zendocrine, lemon, grapefruit, frankincense, tea tree, myrrh, digest, zen, and purify. So if you could take a screenshot of this. And Sunday at 7 p.m. yesterday was the kickoff, but it's going to be every week at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, every 21 days. So the kickoff was last Sunday, but I think they're going to be having another meeting in another couple of days. In the meantime, take a screenshot of it. You can definitely follow along. It is going to be recorded. I think the information, in fact, I'm sure the information is on Essential Conversation for those of you who are on Essential Conversation. But the idea is basically you're cleansing inside, outside, whatever it is that you need to cleanse, not just your digestive system, but to be able to do this particular cleanse, you're going to need those 10 oils. So stay tuned. We'll have more information, but the kickoff was just last night in the United States. So about 12 hours ago this morning for most of you who are listening to this particular presentation, but super interesting. And I think that idea of cleansing is a good one, especially as we start the new year. Okay, so now let's jump on to cleaning, which is our main topic for today. We've talked a lot about cleansing. Let's talk about cleaning for a little while. So why clean with essential oils? If you're new to essential oils or just getting used to a regular cleaning routine, you might be thinking, why would I want to clean with essential oils? So let's give you a better idea of what things are great about them. They're natural and safe to use around the family. So one of the things is if you have pets or small children, you can use these and feel confident that nothing is going to happen and that no one's going to eat something. Yes, 7 p.m. New York time, exactly, Eastern Standard Time. Agnes says she's starting tomorrow. Terrific. Whoops. And then we also have that essential oils are effective cleaning agents because they're potent and powerful. So they are plant products. You may have to add some essential oils to some other interesting combinations, including things like vinegar or water. But many of these elements or baking soda, many of these you already have in your home. So it's not going to be super complicated. Only a small amount is required. Some of them you're actually adding for scent. Others of them you're adding for their cleaning properties. But they do offer a lot of versatile options for cleaning, and they create an inviting, fresh, healthy aroma in your house.
His wife
you are using some other kind of cleaning products.
I guess.
And you may feel that the other cleaning products are very effective, but I want to suggest to you, that we don't want to use things really with chemicals in them because they are toxic for us and for our pets and certainly for our children. So the science behind them, you know that there are many unique chemical components in all of our essential oils. The specific oil benefits, example, chemical constituents that make the oil useful for improving an appearance of the skin. But in the chemical components, when we talk about cleansing, they have a high percentage of perhaps D-limonene or another chemical that helps them to really clean the house. Each one is different. We can use them in we can use them in combination or individually. And we're going to give you some great tips at the end about specific essential oils that you can be using in your home. So now let's talk a little bit about safety guidelines. When you're using them, you want to use only pure essential therapeutic grade essential oils. I'm going to make a small confession. Oh, Chris says, I love cleaning with oils. I use it for laundry, dish soap, hand soap, mopping, bathroom, and an all-purpose spray. Wow, Christopher. Me too, I have to say, but that's really cool. When we use essential oils for considering safety, obviously a little goes a long way, and when we want to test it on the surface. So don't pour a big thing of essential oils on your favorite wooden cabinet or something that you are concerned might be damaged by essential oils, and then regret it later. So things like glass is a wonderful thing to be cleaned with essential oil. I use a vinegar and water solution to which I add a few drops of lemon oil. Really good and effective. I also use essential oils all over my house for removing spots and stains and gunk. Many of you use it to take off glue marks and other sorts of scuff marks and heel marks that you may have on your floors or a waxed surface. It really is great for stains. Yes, Dihan, terrific for stains. We mix in my house. What we do is we mix our essential oil mixtures and then we store them in different bottles and we clearly label them. So I know, for example, we use a vinegar and water solution for many different cleaning options, including bathrooms. More vinegar than water. When we're using one, perhaps for glass, we're using maybe more water than vinegar. And so what we do in our house is we have different sprayer bottles. We're mixing up our solutions and then we're using them throughout the home. If you want to prepare your homemade cleaning solution, you are going to need a few additional ingredients. Somebody's asking about pot stains. You have a really long screen name, so I'm not exactly sure who you are, but for the person who just posted, pot stains, I usually find adding vinegar will remove, especially from stainless steel pots, will usually remove any stains that you have. So things in your house that you may already have: white vinegar and baking soda and salt. You may not have Castile soap, but it's usually easily purchased in any supermarket. I know in my supermarket, they sell it in giant, I think it's 4-liter jugs. So pretty, and they sell it without scent. They sell it with scent. I always try to buy the unscented. You can use the Castile soap for lifting dirt, stains, and grease. And for salt is great as a scrubbing agent. So it provides that little bit of grit. So if you need to polish something or scrub off a stain, salt can also often be used inside of pots to remove stains. Baking soda, the same thing. Also, baking soda works very well for absorbing and eliminating odors, as I'm sure you already know, and cleansing surfaces. Christopher says, try baking soda and lime. And Agnes says she uses lemon and On Guard with water for the kitchen stove, oven, and all my wooden surfaces. So I use actually a little bit of On Guard and water to clean my table when I want to just get it clean. But then I also use On Guard cleaner. And then when I want to polish, I'll add in a little bit of either fractionated coconut oil or another sort of oil that I want to kind of smooth down the surface and give it a little bit of a sheen, but also protect the wood. So you can add these, the things that are on the screen now, but you can also add different elements into your cleaning solutions. So how much essential oils do you want to use? If you have a strong cleaning need, you can add 5 drops or less of essential oil to 2 to 3 cups of cleaning solution. If you need it stronger, you can up your essential oil uses to 10 to 15 drops. And finally, the strongest, 20 plus drops. I use probably 20 plus drops when I'm cleaning floors. So I feel like in that big bucket of water, I want a lot of concentrated power. And I also don't want to dilute. I want to have a little bit of scent. So if I only used a few drops, I really wouldn't be able to smell anything. The good thing is that the smell is not overpowering. It's not like when you go to your supermarket or sometimes even your drugstore and you walk down the aisle where they have the cleaning solutions, pre-mixed cleaning solutions, and they're just overpowering. It's like you're being bombarded from all sides. Your nose, your ears, your mouth, everything is being assaulted all at once. I have to say, usually I avoid those aisles at the supermarket, but if I happen to go down one by mistake, I kind of run down the aisle because it's just so toxic and so overwhelming for me. And I know a lot of people have even topical allergies to traditional cleaning products. So if something has been cleaned with a surface cleaner, then they come in contact with it, they may begin to experience a topical dermatitis, or if they themselves have to clean, they're not able to use traditional cleaning products. So consider using essential oils when you're thinking about cleaning. So let's look at the essential oils that have the best cleaning properties. And you can take a photograph of the slide if you want. Things like everything from arborvitae, which I love for using for wood, cedar wood, cinnamon bark, clove. All of these have different uses in my personal opinion. We're going to give you some recipes at the end. But if you're thinking of what can I use or how can I put together a little kit of cleaning essential oils, these are the ones that you want to pull out. Take, as I said before, some of the best oils are on this slide and with the best chemical profiles to use as cleaners. Let's talk also about some pre-mixed essential oils that you can use. You can use your On Guard blend, of course, and your On Guard cleaner concentrate. You want to use your lemon oil always and have that ready. I have mine in my kitchen all the time, and whenever I run out, I'm replenishing. Purify also is terrific. I mentioned to some of you earlier in one of my, when I went to take out my sweaters this year, we had a moth invasion in one of the closets, and many of my wool sweaters were just really a mess. I had some big holes in them that could not be repaired. And what I did was I took a small cotton bag, put a few cotton balls in there, and then I saturated them with arborvitae and purify and a little bit of lemon. And the closet actually smelled wonderful, but it also got rid of my moth problem. I haven't had any problems with moths at all. Couple of people are coming on and saying that they love the On Guard products. We want to look at using clean, fresh rags if you possibly can, things that don't have so a pure cotton if you possibly can, because those are, unless you're using some sort of a wiping cloth or magnetized cloth that can help you to kind of pick up dust a little bit faster. I love the Purify cleansing blend. I also love Citrus Bliss. It's a terrific one for using for cleaning. Many of you, I'm sure, have tried the On Guard laundry detergent, also pre-mixed and pre-measured. And then last but not least is the foaming hand wash. We actually ran out of foaming hand wash in our house about a week ago, and that was kind of a disaster, but I was able to scramble around and make something work. Are you using any of these products? Have you used these for cleaning before? Let me know in the chat. The chat is kind of getting pretty busy. Christopher says he uses Purify for his laundry and it makes his clothes smell amazing. And Megan says she uses Purify with On Guard laundry detergent and it smells really good. So I know we use our On Guard laundry detergent. It was in a little bit low supply. I know in the chat group, some people were saying, how come we can only get one at one point, but I think it's back in stock now and you can get as many as you need to. Okay, so here's a few more ideas on using oils for essential cleaning. I'm going to go through these quickly, but at the end, I'm going to have a slide that shows you some of my favorite recipe. So cleansing the air and dispelling odors. This is a big one. You can use an essential oil room spray. You can install a new air filter. So if you have a whole house air filter or you have air con that has filters in it, you can very often sprinkle a few drops of essential oil right onto that filter, which will increase the filtering properties of the air conditioning unit. Make sure you're not invalidating your warranty by sprinkling essential oils on anything. Use common sense, folks, right? We want to be able to use the essential oils to help us to cleanse our air and our interior environment, but we don't want to damage anything that we have, right? We create, we can create a natural air freshener and also essential oil potpourri. I would do that by putting some sort of dried flowers, perhaps in a bowl, or dried spices, and then adding additional drops of essential oil right on top. Agnes says, purify for laundry, on guard hand wash, even for fruits and vegetables. Great point, Agnes. Yes. So if you're a person who buys fruits and vegetables, perhaps from a supermarket and not from a farm stand, and even if you're buying from a farm stand, you know that the exteriors of many of our fruits and vegetables are waxed. They contain some pesticides if you're not able to buy organic. Many of the things are handled repeatedly. They're handled as they get on the truck. They're handled as they're taken off the truck. Again, when they're stacked into the supermarket, they are not clean. You want to make sure that you're cleaning your fresh fruits and vegetables. Whenever I have a meeting about cleaning, when I do live meetings about cleaning, one of the things that I'll do is I'll take out a lemon, just a standard lemon bought at a supermarket, and I'll pass around the table so everybody can smell it, just the exterior of the lemon. And then I'll wash it with On Guard cleaner. And it's amazing how once the waxes have been removed, the smell of the lemon peel becomes so much more vibrant and fresh. And everyone realizes, oh, so I did really remove something, a toxin or something from the outside of that lemon when I washed it with the cleaner. So wash things, especially smaller fruits, things like grapes or cherries that are harder to wash. Berries sometimes are difficult. You can sometimes dunk them in a small dish of water with a little bit of either On Guard cleaner, and then spray them clean if you're concerned that they may have a lot of toxins or pesticides or just not be that clean. I never, very often, I love to eat bok choy, but bok choy, at least where I buy it, can be very dirty and sandy. And so I always want to make sure that I'm really rinsing it in several changes of water. I don't try to just run the faucet on it again and again. The dipping method tends to work a little bit better, except for certain vegetables that are super sandy. Another one are leeks, which we use a lot of here in the US, especially in wintertime for soups, because they bring a lot of flavor. If you're using an essential oil in one of the ways that's up on the screen, or maybe in a different way, let me know, because I'd love to hear about it. Let's talk a little bit about some cleaning solutions. So if you are trying to clean surfaces, a great all-purpose cleaning spray includes water, vinegar, and some essential oils. And you want to just combine those in a sprayer bottle. As I mentioned before, this lady, it's not clear if she's spraying it onto the surface and then wiping it clean. I think she is, which is the way we use our surface cleaner in our kitchen. Eliminating odors in the fridge, garbage, and microwave. That's a big one. I have to say, we have a tall kitchen trash can. And what I find is sometimes there's just too many things in there that are not smelling that great, and essential oils will take away all the odors. Obviously, throwing out the trash helps too, but just cleaning out the inside of the trash can works really well. Refreshers for the dishwasher, the refrigerator, or the disposal, and also cleaning stainless steel. Stainless steel is notoriously hard to clean. You want to make sure that you're not scratching it. The wonderful thing about essential oils is that you're usually very mild and will remove dirt without removing any surface or considering making any damage. In the bathroom, you can use your essential oils on toilets, the tile, the tub, and other surfaces, whether you have a shower or you have any other sorts of surfaces in your bathroom. Essential oils are terrific on ceramics if you have tiling. I've even used them on stone. People ask me all the time, do you use it on granite? And I actually do. Now, many of my surfaces are sealed, but some of them are not. And some of the newer surfaces actually mention that you can use mild cleaners on them. And I would usually consider, especially the On Guard cleaner, a mild cleaner. You can use essential oils in your laundry. 2 to 3 drops of wild orange on a small piece of fabric can act as a dryer sheet. You can use them in the rinse cycle. This particular slide is talking about adding Siberian fir, which is a wonderful oil, not only very cleansing and refreshing, but really good to get rid of unpleasant odors. And then placing the cloth maybe on top of something else as you're ironing. Using Melaleuca or tea tree in the wash cycle to naturally brighten clothing, or white clothing. Okay, for wood, what are we doing? We're mixing 4 drops of arborvitae with lemon and fractionated coconut oil. If you're not a lover of arborvitae, and some of you I know have come back and said, I don't really love it, it's a little strong for me, try using cedar wood. That's one of the oils that I had been using before arborvitae came along. Many of you know that arborvitae's only been on our hit parade, or part of our list of oils, for about 3 years now. Before that, I was using oh, Agnes says she loves arborvitae. Okay, I guess for everybody there's a different taste. For me, it's just super strong, and if I use too much, then it's a little bit off-putting. But I love cedar wood. So in case you're not an arborvitae lover, try your cedar wood. I actually went to a woman's house one time, and her house smelled amazing. She had just started using essential oils, and I walked in the room and I thought, wow, what does it smell like in here? And I noticed that she had a lot of wood paneling in the room that I was in. And I said, my goodness, your house smells amazing. And she said, oh, I took your recommendation about using essential oils to protect wood. And I said, really? What did you use? And she said, I used a bottle of frankincense to wipe down the wood in my library. So that was really kind of an expensive way to wipe down the wood. But boy, did it smell beautiful in there. And the wood looked gorgeous. But wow, right? I know, a whole bottle in one room. So that was one expensive room, but it smelled really nice in there. I don't know if she did it again, but that was an experience that I had, and I had with this lady earlier on in my essential oils career. Okay, as a glass cleaner, vinegar, water. Honestly, I don't know if you have to use distilled water. I think distilled water can work really well because the sprayer bottles don't get clogged. But if you've been using water to clean your plain water to clean your glass, there's no reason why you can't use plain water now. And then 8 drops of essential oil, things like your citrus oil, lemon, lime, wild orange, grapefruit, even bergamot you can use. It's a little expensive, but things that will freshen and clean up your sticky messes in your glass. Talking of sticky messes, you can put a few drops of lemon on a rag to help remove sticky residue off surfaces. You can wash your hands with lemon oil after you've been doing any sort of projects. And then it also removes tree sap. We just took down our, Jessica saying, wow, yeah, imagine polishing all your wood in a room with a bottle of frankincense. That's a big wow. We just took down our Christmas tree here at home. We do have a live tree every year. At least we've had a live tree as long as I can remember. And even when I was a kid, we had a live tree. But when you go to take it out of the stand and carry it outside to the street, there's always some residue or sap, and it always gets on your hand, and it's certainly very sticky. Yeah, live trees do smell so good. And I had the amazing good fortune this year to buy a really super fresh tree. And I had my tree up from the end of November until last week, actually last Friday. So imagine, like a month and a half, which is unheard of. Usually my trees die after about a couple of weeks, but this tree was super fresh and I was very careful with it. I watered it diligently, and I kept it in a cool spot until I was ready to decorate it. And I think whatever I did, it really worked because the tree stayed really fresh for a long, long time. Okay, you're thinking of freshening your carpet. This is kind of an interesting idea. You could take 2 cups of baking soda and 10 drops of your favorite essential oil, and then you can sprinkle the mixture over the carpet and let it rest 1 to 2 hours, and then vacuum. So here's the trick with this, folks. If you decide to do it, make sure you, number 1, test in a space that you, as a little bit, is not obvious. And number 2 is, don't sprinkle the baking soda lightly, like a light dusting. So if you have a very thick carpet and you dump a lot of baking soda in one spot, it's going to be hard to vacuum up. I've used it sometimes in my office. My office has a very flat pile carpet, and I just kind of lightly dust it, let it sit for a while, and then vacuum, and then I vacuum it up, and it really leaves the room feeling fresh and clean. I think the carpet is a little bit cleaner. It's a great tip. but watch the pile of your carpet and don't put too much in any specific spot, right? Okay, now let's talk a little bit about pink pepper, because this is one of the ones that ordinarily you'd think, really, pink pepper? Could I use this? And yes, you can. I don't know if that was in the original side. You can use pink pepper. It has some of the properties of pepper, but not perhaps the sharpness. So get creative when you're thinking about using your essential oils. So I've got a couple more recipes for you. Furnishings and Linen. You can use different sorts of blends. You can use this as misting it over your furniture, bedding, or in the linen closet for a refreshing scent. I have a linen closet on my second floor, and I'm always conscious that I want it to smell fresh and clean. So if I ever walk in there and it smells a little bit stale, maybe one of the sheets was folded too early when it came out of the dryer, maybe it didn't dry completely, and now I walk in there and I think, it doesn't smell great in here. That's what I would do. I would basically take my sprayer and go in my linen closet and give it a little bit of spritz. Our essential oil dish soap. So you can use your Castile soap here for dish soap. It does clean very well. With the addition of the essential oils, it'll really cut grease. You may have to use a sponge with a bit of a scrubber, but it does really tend to clean well. So if I was going to use a 90-day plan for cleaning my house and making sure I had the right products for essential oils and for cleaning, this is what I would put on my my LRP. I would put the pink pepper, the bergamot, the purify, the melaleuca, the on guard, and then an on guard cleaner and a laundry detergent. So I would make sure that I had all of these essential oils and products in my house. And with these blends, I think you can do just about a little bit of everything. If you are interested in additional recipes, I think we have some additional spring cleaning recipes here. Actually, we've given you quite a few recipes, but those were what happened to be our April LRP for spring cleaning, but it's really an LRP for spring cleaning. Okay, many of you know that our team website page is just my name, Elena Jordan, and there we're announcing any sorts of events that are coming up. We're going to be posting the January calendar of all of the US events. So we're going to be having very similar to what you're doing in your own individual markets. Any classes that we're going to be hosting, you are all welcome. You're always welcome to invite someone. Many of our classes are in the evening here in the US, but you're welcome there. All of the classes are open to all. So feel free to hop onto this website, take a look at the calendar, and then you'll be able to see the upcoming events. Many of the ideas expressed in this presentation are from the book, Essential Oils, Healthcare for Today, A Beginner's Guide. And last but not least, always we want to say thank you to our Presidential Diamond team. We've had just an amazing run up this year. I feel like 2020 was difficult for us in many ways in terms of COVID, but we've really regrouped and I feel like solidified as a team. I feel like there's a lot of communication. People are really reaching out to each other. There's a sense of camaraderie that we've been through something and that we want to help and protect one another. And I love that spirit. And I've always loved that spirit in doTerra. If you have any questions about this or anything else, type them into the chat. I can usually answer questions on right on screen. If I can't, I'll let you know depending on what the question is. But always remember, you are amazing. And last but not least, thank you for having been here and have a wonderful week. Okay, so we talked a lot about cleaning, we talked about cleansing, and we talked about all different ways that you can keep sort of your inside and your outside clean and get ready for those new products that are coming in the next few weeks. Joyce is asking, can we use the carpet cleaner on mattresses too? Absolutely, that's a great recommendation. Mattresses, as we know, tend to harbor maybe perspiration or other body odors. We want to make sure that they're clean. We also want to discourage the proliferation of either dust mites or anything else that could be lurking in our mattresses. Obviously, periodically, you're going to just have to buy a new mattress. Mattresses do not last forever, as we know. But in the meantime, you want to keep them as clean as possible. I always try to vacuum my mattresses once a week. I know that may sound a little bit of excessive, but I feel like as I'm vacuuming the floor, just passing, I'm changing the sheets anyway, just vacuuming the mattress too seems like a good idea. Okay, so we're going to be giving away some prizes in a minute. If you don't have any questions or you have questions, please type them in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to say farewell to everybody who's on the live, who's listening on Facebook. I'm so happy that you were here. Please click the subscribe button so you can find out more information when we have additional presentations, and ring the bell so that you get your notifications every week and every time we have a new presentation. So I'm saying goodbye to everybody on the live. For anybody who's listening on Facebook, if you're still on the live, hang on, because I'm going to give away some prizes. And if you're on Facebook and you want to get on the live in the future, just DM me below and I'll send you out information about how to log into the live on a regular basis. So farewell to everybody that we see on the live, and we'll talk to you real soon. See you again next week.